Good morning. It is Sunday, December 19th, and I have my favorite berry and Greek yogurt smoothie with probiotic granola, and I'm gonna get some knitting in while I have my breakfast. Gonna put on my new socks this morning. Socks that have socks, mittens, tea, yarn, knitting needles, a knitting basket. How much more perfect could socks be? My answer to you, not a whole lot more. Okay, we have day 19. So I'm just gonna stop trying to slip those off, and instead we're just gonna tear them off because that seems to be working better. I'm glad that the tape disengages from the tissue pretty easily because I've been saving all of this tissue for wrapping because it is Christmas time and there's a lot of wrapping to do for presents. Right. Oh, yay! How pretty. That's so nice. I really like that a lot. It's very rosy. It looks like a English rose garden to me, anyway. It's very nice. It's like an antique rose kind of vibe. Very pretty. So sweet. I think I'm going to show all of these yarns together on Christmas Day because I think that is only appropriate. So all of these are going to get shown together later this week. Happy Christmas is almost here. So exciting. So I think that I have figured out why I am not super enjoying working on this cowl and why it's taking me for flipping ever. I think it's not so much the cowl itself, although these little pseudo bobbles are a bit on the tedious side, but that's not the problem really. The problem is these needles. These are a set of interchangeable needles that I've had for years and I've barely used them, and this is why, because every time I try, it's a trial. The little plastic cord bit is super, super firm, and I guess I could warm it up in boiling water, but like I'm already like in the middle of this cowl, so I'm not gonna do that now. And then the little twisty interchangeable bits twist on and off pretty easily, so I have to keep reattaching them. And the needle part itself is pretty long. It's pretty long in proportion to the loop, and so that results in me fighting my needles the whole time I'm knitting. Yeah, so I'm just spending hours as I work on this, the course of a few hours so far. I'm just like fighting my needles the whole time, and it makes my hands tired, and I have to like pay extra attention to my tension for my yarn and making sure I don't have huge gaps and things. It's just a whole big ordeal. So I think I have solved that mystery. And that's why I haven't been super enjoying knitting this cowl. It has nothing to do with the cowl or knitting for my niece, obviously. I love making these for my niece, but yeah, it's these needles. Fortunately, I think Christmas is going to help solve my needle problem. So we'll see. Christmas is coming. But yeah, thought I would share that with you guys. I made a discovery. The Great Destroyer of toys. She doesn't break them open. Her brother does that. But once he has made a hole in it, she likes to disembowel them. So this is her Christmas tree, and you can tell. And she's not actually destroying it right now. We call this chitter toothing, and she's just taking her little front teeth and chittering on the fabric for whatever reason. She just finds it to be delightfully fun, apparently. And she might be done now because she never does this for very long. Are you done? My love? You are? Okay. Well, I love you when you're a good girl. So I've seen a few different YouTubers now talking about how it's really messy and difficult and takes a really long time for them to hand wind balls of yarn, you know, from a skein. And I was kind of confused as to why. I was like, why are they making such a big mess? And why is it taking them an hour to wind up a ball, like one ball from like one skein of yarn? And then I like realized, I think that all these people are just putting the skein like on their lap or on a bed or something and trying to wind it like that. And that would be terrible. I've never tried to do it that way before. So I'm gonna show you guys the way that I do it. That's really neat and doesn't take super long to do. I just thought of doing this several years ago, and it's the way that I've always done it. So I'm gonna share that with you guys. Hopefully it is helpful to you. There are probably other people that do this way too, but this is the way that I do it, and I haven't seen anybody talk about it before, so I wanted to share it. So this is gonna be incredibly simple. I have my skein of yarn. You know, I take its label off, all the boring stuff, and I let it unwind kind of naturally. And then what I do is I take 2 straight needles. This works best if you're sitting cross-legged, because I just tuck one in behind each knee. This is difficult with sweatpants. I just tuck one behind each knee, drape my skein around it so that, you know, they are on either, like they are in the middle of this circle of yarn. And then I, you know, snip these little bits that are holding the skein together neatly. I might take a moment to do, well, no, this isn't gonna take too long. And so those are my ends, obviously. So these are like the ends that I'm gonna be working with. And then we've got this guy over here that's just kind of holding that together. And those are the only ones on this skein. And then I figure out which guy's on top. This guy's kind of the one that's laying like on top here. The other end is more like in the bottom here. So I'm just gonna start winding just like this. And I just work my way neatly around the 2 straight needles that are tucked into my knees. And that's it. This is probably gonna take me 10 minutes. This is like a 50 gram skein, so it's not like a big skein. But yeah, this is it. And it keeps everything like nice and neat. And you know, if things start to get squirrely and try to move around, I just kind of like resettle everything around my 2 little straight needles. And that keeps it all like really neat and fine. It doesn't ever get tangled, like ever, because when they're making these skeins, you know, it's just lengths of yarn laying, you know, one on the other. So like they're not gonna naturally tangle themselves as long as they're kept in this kind of nice and neat sort of, I don't know, like laying circle. So yeah, this is probably gonna take me 10 minutes. A 50 gram skein of fingering weight takes me maybe 15 minutes, you know, depending on the day and how like fast I'm going. But yeah, this is it. This is my method, and you guys might do this too. Or maybe you've seen people do this before. Maybe you have a similar kind of method to this. But this is the way that I hand wind my balls of yarn without getting anything tangled or making a mess. And it's really, really quick. And you know, I can even do it like this as I go. Like if I wanted to do like a stirring motion, like this also works. it's a little bit more of an arm, I don't know, not workout, but like it works. So you can kind of see like it kind of goes around the whole skein and nothing is tangling. So anyway, wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah, I'm almost halfway done and it's only been 3 minutes of actual winding. So, alrighty. I hope that was helpful. Yeah. So while I'm cooking lunch, there's no time to waste. So I'm knitting at the same time. Because I figure as I'm sitting here waiting for this to cook and be flipped, I can be working on this sock. So here we are. This is what happens when it's Sunday and I don't really feel like doing real cooking. We have leftover quinoa that I warmed up, carrots that are slightly caramelized, and bacon. So, honestly I'm not getting bad nutrients with this. So this is a pretty good, like, nutrient heavy lunch. But yeah, it's not super glamorous. Alex doesn't want any. I think he's missing out. I think this is actually gonna be really tasty. So yeah. Making myself a latte before I film the podcast. Does this setting look familiar? So I finished my podcast episode and that is uploading right now. So you guys may have already seen that podcast episode by the time this Vlogmas episode goes up. But it's, longer, so you may be waiting to watch it until later. But this is featured in that episode, as you can imagine. It's been a while since we've seen me in this setting. 2 weeks. Feels like a really long time. So I think while I'm down here in my office, I'm going to knit on this sock for just a little bit to decompress after recording that. It really is interesting, like the contrast between recording a vlog and recording a podcast episode. I'm pretty chill in my podcast episodes, I think. Like, it's not a professional channel, so I don't feel like I take it or myself too seriously when I'm doing my podcast episodes. But they are a bit more structured and like a tiny bit more formal. So I do feel like, I don't know, I just, my persona is slightly different, and not like it's like inauthentic or anything. But it's just a different side versus like my very, very chill, laid back Vlogmas. Well, or like my vaguely manic or my vaguely migraine or sick or, whatever, my Vlogmas. Like, I'm still very authentic in my podcast episodes. I honestly don't they don't take tons of, well, they take emotional energies just because I'm so excited and happy when I do them. I really enjoy doing my podcast episodes. Yeah, but like I do feel a little tired afterwards because I was so excited for an hour and a half. And then I'm like, it takes energy to be excited. So yeah, I decompress a little bit afterwards usually. So I am working on Alex's sock, and I think that in a few minutes I'm going to do my Christmas cards. Haven't done those yet, but I'm going to do them this evening so that I can mail them out tomorrow morning. I have a chiropractor appointment tomorrow morning, so I can just mail them while I'm out doing that, and I think that'll be good. Yep. It's very likely people aren't getting their Christmas cards until after Christmas, but that's fine because 12 days of Christmas. Oh boy. Somebody mentioned on the previous episode of the vlog that I think it's she, mails them out the first week or two of December every year, and that sounds like a good idea. So might start doing that. Yeah, that just be part of how I do my Christmas season. Just the first, I mail them out by the 15th or something like that. Maybe by the 10th. So it gives them 2 weeks to get there. Yeah, so I actually kind of like that rule. Mail them out by the 10th so that they have 2 weeks to get to their destination. So, yeah. So I'm gonna do some Christmas cards in a few minutes, and I don't know. Oh, I've got to do some emails tonight too. And it's still pretty early in the evening. I know it's dark outside, but it gets dark early here in the winter, so nothing to be alarmed about. It's just, it is nighttime, but it's really just kind of early evening. It's just really dark in the early evening here. So I've got many hours before bedtime, so I should be okay. So knitting, Christmas cards, emails, should probably get some dinner together, and then probably more knitting because getting my niece's Christmas presents done is kind of my priority for the next few days because we're on break from school, so I don't have a huge rush on dissertation stuff at the moment. I have stuff I need to get done before the semester starts back for the spring semester, but I don't have any students right now that I'm needing to do anything for. I work for the university as well, so this is one of the reasons I'm so busy. I really have like 3 jobs, honestly, because I work full-time with my career, and then I am a yoga teacher, but that kind of goes along with my career as well. And then I'm in my PhD program, so being a doctoral student and in my dissertation phase, like that takes a bit of my time. And then I also work for the university, and so I'm advising students and helping teach courses and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, when I say I'm scattered, and this is why I've always done this to myself though, and I honestly do really enjoy it. So it's just, it goes with the territory. I choose to do this, so that means I'm a little scattered. But I think in the new year, I'm going to try to be more organized and disciplined. Historically, I am very organized and very disciplined, but since the pandemic started, I just got very kind of like lackadaisical and vaguely chaotic with the way I do things. I need to get out of that habit. So, yeah. Anyway, another digression. I feel like I'm so chatty today. I'm gonna stop and do some knitting and watch some Vlogmases. And if I'm not filming, maybe my podcast will also upload to YouTube faster. So I'll catch you guys in a few minutes. This is so goofy. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. I certainly have not. I've gotten to my decreasing for the toe. And do you see what I've done here? I added on the tonal gray over here for some reason instead of over here, which is where I was supposed to start it. So I don't know how that happened. Mystery of the universe. This is what I get for watching podcasts while I'm knitting at the same time, I guess. So I guess I'm gonna rip back all this and move this yarn over here where it's supposed to be. Because this is where this has ended and where I need to start with the new color and the toe decreases. Oh goodness, have you ever done that before? So goofy. And right after that mishap, I started doing decreases in the wrong places on the wrong rows. So because I had put this guy in the wrong spot. I don't know how that happened, but now he's in the right spot, and he is a charming little guard of my stitches. I'm gonna get this sock done tonight and wrapped and put on the tree, or not on the tree, under the tree. And that basically covers all my gifts for Alex. He has one more that might not be here till after Christmas. So that might end up being like a Valentine's Day present or something, maybe. I got him a lot of stuff this year. But yeah. These are the cards I'm going with this year. They've got sparkle on them. I have a number of cards that I just keep in stock. And I don't think I've really used these for my Christmas cards yet. I think I've just used them for little notes. So I like these little guys. They're very cute and very charming. So these are the Christmas cards this year. Okay, trigger warning if you are very afraid of spiders. Now's your chance. All right, here we go. I was coming in here to get some water. Look at this guy. He is huge. I think that this is the giant, and please ignore the cleaning that needs to happen. I think this is the giant wolf spider that lives down here. Pretty baby. I don't mind. I mean, he is huge, like truly gigantic. He's about the size of 2 quarters. I don't know if you have got the scale for that, but I guess I'll zoom in as I'm talking. Yeah, he's very, very large, and I don't mind him at all. Because if you don't know this, wolf spiders eat other spiders, including brown recluse. and brown recluse are not good. They are venomous, and they can really, really hurt you if they bite you and cause all kinds of damage, including necrosis of the skin and other things. So I don't mind Mr. Wolf Spider, or this might be Mrs. Wolf Spider, because this guy is gonna eat the other bad guys, so he can stay as long as he likes and make babies. Wolf spiders are non-venomous and not very harmful to humans, you know, unless you have some sort of reaction, but for most people, they're perfectly fine. So I don't mind him, and he can hang out. I've seen him around before, but he's gotten bigger since last time. So thought I'd share that with you guys. Very cool. Fun fact as well, we have scorpions. So I can't remember, but last time I checked, wolf spiders are also helpful against scorpions, I think especially when they're babies. So if this guy kills our scorpions too, fine by me. So I thought that I was just going to be able to wrap my brother's socks tonight, but I completely forgot that I had not blocked them yet. And I do want to block my socks. I don't usually block my socks before I wear them, but I did want to block my gift knit socks for Christmas this year, just because I want them to get any, if they're going to do any color bleeding, I want that to happen here when I wash them first. And then also I wanted to make sure that the yarn was just nice and soft and fluffy for the recipient, just some extra fluffy soft goodness for them. And then thirdly, what I'm washing them in is the Eucalyptus original, I think this is, the eucalyptus, which makes them smell vaguely minty-ish because of the eucalyptus. And I just find that seasonally appropriate and delightful as a Christmas gift to get Christmas socks that smell vaguely minty. So that is why I am blocking them. And it does look like the water is turning slightly gray already. So yeah, I'd rather it happen in here than in the washing machine when he washes these. So I'll let these soak for a while, and then I'll come back and lay them flat to block. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna end it here for tonight. I am going to take pictures of my Christmas socks, have some dinner, wrap some presents maybe, answer emails, and do some sock knitting and gift knitting while I watch White Christmas. So I haven't watched any Christmas movies yet this season. So I'm gonna do that. I hope you guys have had a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow.